Okay. Hello, everyone. Have a seat. Are you going to stand? Okay. So what we will try to cover tonight is the concept that probably each one of you heard about. And basically, it's the Mitzvos, the Mitzvot. I have a lot of conversation with people, and I ask people, tell me, Jews, of course, what's your definition of Judaism? What makes you a Jewish? What is Judaism? So many people answer me. Many people. I'll see what do you think about it. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. So many people think that this is the idea of Judaism, to be a good person. Of course, it's not true, because what about those who are not Jewish? They could not be good people? Every human being should be a good person. What makes you, aside from being a human being, a Jew? So last week, parasha, in the Torah, we read Parashat Yitro, and this is the thing that we got a set of actions from the creator of the universe himself. Told us what to do, not to be a good person, but to fulfill your potential as a human being. And basically, those commandments, which is majorly the 10 commandments, but they are divided, actually, as you know, maybe you heard this number, 613. Mitzvos, commandments. I'll try to explain the concept. It's very deep. I hope that I'm not going to fly up and just disappear. If you feel that it's too high, if you could just, show me or tell me that we want to land or go a little bit low. Okay, so there is one of the famous articles that mentioned in the Mishnah. I'm going to show you the slides over here, but I'm sorry, all the slides will be in Hebrew. I'll try to translate. Those of you who could read Hebrew, you could know it, but okay. I'm talking about this Mishnah. This Mishnah is in Masechet Makot, Masechet Avot, Perek Gimel. The Mishnah says the following: Rabbi Hananiah ben Akashia אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל, לפיכך הרבה להם תורה ומצוות. To translate it, God, Hashem, wanted, first, literally, word by word, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא. הקדוש ברוך הוא meaning God, want לזכות את ישראל. לזכות, the meaning of the word לזכות is to have them have a merit, or, actually both, purified, to purify them. Who? The Jewish nation, Israel. רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל. God wanted to purify the nation of Israel. לפיכך הרבה להם תורה ומצוות. Therefore, he increased to them the mitzvos. I want to just mention here that the Torah was not given only to us. The meaning of the word Torah is our instructions. Instructions of what to do, what are the real things that you should do, what the not too good things that you should prevent yourself from doing. And those instructions was given to the entire people in the world. I believe that you know the notion, the 7 mitzvos of Noah, of the sons of Noah, meaning every human being is obligated to basically 7 things. the major things. Some of them are mentioned in the Ten Commandments that we got, but 7 mitzvahs of Noah, they were giving to before the Jewish nation, before Abraham was born. Then we got 613, and this is the meaning of increasing. רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל, לפיכך הרבה להם. He increase. Increase, what do you mean? From what? From the 7, we have not 8, not 10, but 613. That's a lot. So why we got so many things that every non-Jew in the world are not obligated to? You know, as Jews, we have to keep Shabbat, we have to do many, many things that the Gentiles or the non-Jews do not have to. And they're okay without doing this, and we're not okay for not doing it. The question is what? What's the idea behind this? So again, we're going to go here to a very deep things in order to understand the structure of the world, the structure of the combination of body and soul in a human being, and according to this, we'll explain what lezakot, purified, means, and then we will maybe understand what is the need of the mitzvot, of the commandments. The Torah describes in the beginning, in Genesis, in the beginning, the first few chapters, how God created the man. And it says, ויצר השם אלוקים את האדם עפר מן האדמה ויפח באפיו נשמת חיים. Thank you. God created a man, dust from earth. That was the original of the physical dimension in a human being, which is the body. And into it, God put a soul, a neshama, a nishmat chaim, a soul. And this is a human being. Now let's first analyze those two parts. The body of human beings, animals, and everything is material. Material is limited by time and space. Every element in material limited by time and space. Limited by space, I mean every physical element take space, has to be in a certain place. No physical element could be in the same time in two places or in no place at all. That's why place in Hebrew called makom. Makom, place. And in Hebrew, the meaning of the word makom is something that make the thing that in it exist. Makom mileshon mekayem. It's make it exist. And that's the Mishnah in Masechet Avot. En lecha davar she'en lo makom. There is no things that have no place. So the place is the place to be, to exist. So this is one of the limits of every physical element. The other thing is the time. In the time scale, we have 3 imaginary points: past, present, and future. And everything that exists on this scale on one little point, the present. The past is gone. The future is not yet. So what will you have is the now. So every physical element exists in the now and in the here. Here and now. Those are the limits of the physical. Because we have a body, and the body is physical, the body could not exist forever. And therefore, death is something that must be part of the physical elements. No physical elements could exist forever. Now, when God created the human being, he did something very interesting. He took physical thing, make the body of the person, but into it he added nishmat chaim, a soul of living. And the source of life is not in the physical, it's in the non-physical dimension in a human being, which is the soul. So as long as the soul is in the body, a person exists. When those two separated, the soul is not ending. The soul could not die because it's not under the limits of time. But when the soul come out of the body could not exist anymore. When God created Adam, he didn't create him in order to kill him. If you remember the story of what happened in the Garden of Eden, let me just emphasize one thing. God put Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and he told them there are many trees over here, all of them for you to eat. Only one, Etz Hadat Tov Hara, the tree of knowledge of differentiate between good and bad, good and evil. Don't eat from this tree. If you will eat from this tree, you're going to die. So that was the commandment before. Then they hear the commandment. Then was the serpent and the temptation to do against, and they sinned. And they sinned and they ate from this tree. When they ate from this tree, by the way, when they did it, they were aware completely of the consequences. God told them before, you're going to die. And they did it knowing that they're going to die. And there is a very interesting thing why they did this, why they actually committed suicide. So it was really, they thought that it's really worth it to do it in order to gain something, whatever it was. But it was a sin, but what you could dedicate from this is the following. If, theoretically, Adam and Eve was not listening to the snake, but listening to God, they will never die. Meaning death is not something that must happen to them. It was created, the death was created as an option. And they made themselves being part of this option. But theoretically was the other way, that they will exist forever. And when God created them, he didn't create them in order to kill them. He created them in order for them to stay alive forever. Now, what happened? I have to explain the sin. What was the sin? Let's upgrade from, I think, doesn't matter what how did you learn the story of Adam and Eve, and I want to upgrade it a little bit according to, very close to what really happened. In the Garden of Eden was 3 categories of trees. The Torah described them. Kol etz nechmad lemar'eh v'tov lema'achal. Under this category, many trees, and this is the title. Kol etz, many trees, nechmad lemar'eh v'tov lema'achal, really beautiful to the eye to see, very beautiful foliage. V'tov lema'achal, and it's good for food, technical, physical food. Category number 2 include 1 tree only, with a very funny name. Ve'etz hachayim betoch hagan. A tree of life. Tree of life. And then there is category 3, also 1 tree only, with a very interesting name, Etz Hada'at Tov Vara. The tree of, the translation is very hard. Etz Hada'at. Da'at is to know. Knowing, if you want to define abstractly what to know is to connect. When I want to know something, let's say I want to know what's the weather now in Florida, and I'm here in Dallas. The thing that I want to know exists completely there. I don't know it. In order to know it, I have to connect myself to it, right? So that, when you know something, you connect yourself to the thing that you want to know. Etz Hada'at Tov Hara, this tree, when you eat from its fruit, you'll connect yourself to good and evil. What is the meaning of this? We have to define what's good and what's evil. Every time that you mention the word good, anyone mention good or not good in any topic, in any area, You have to know that good is a relative notion. In order to define something like good, you have to know what's the goal. What's the purpose? You know what's the goal, you know what's the purpose. Anything that gets you closer to the goal is good. Anything that prevents you from getting there or make you go away from it is not good. So any time that you hear the word good, someone say, this is good. Good for what? If you do not know what's the purpose, you cannot decide that this is good or not good. Good is after you know what's the purpose. So what are we talking about here? When God created the world, He created the world in order, for a reason. There is a reason why He created the world. Good, according to this good, anything that serves the purpose is good. Anything that prevents you or make you go away from the purpose is not good. This tree, including it in its fruit, it's not a physical fruit. I mean, it's not, even though today, there are certain things that certain vitamins that you could get from this kind of fruit, this kind of vegetable. Here we're talking about something even bigger. The essence of this tree was that if you eat from the fruits of this tree, you will make yourself meaning your body and soul, connected to good and evil. Now, before they ate from this tree, the good was in one side, very clear, and the evil was in different side. This tree goes and mix together. And since they ate from this tree, there is no good, pure good. Every good involved with negative, every negative involved with positive, and the world become very, very confused. We are very confused about how to relate to things. What was the purpose? So in order to understand the good and evil, we have to understand the purpose. What was the purpose? Okay, so listen to this. When God created Adam, it says, before He created Adam, Na'aseh Adam b'tzelmeinu kidmutenu. I want to create Adam in my image. What is the meaning of this? The image of God. God is not physical. We said why in the beginning. Every physical is limited by time and space. Limitation could not apply to God. God created everything with its limits. He created the creation with the limit of it, and the limits are not applied to Him. Therefore, God has no physicality in it. He doesn't have a body. He doesn't have any material, because every material is limited, and Hashem is unlimited. God is unlimited. So what is the meaning that He created Adam in the image of God, similar to God? Obviously, they are different because Adam has a body. Adam has physical dimension in it. So what is the meaning of being similar to God? B'tzelmeinu kidmutenu. Kidmutenu meaning we have some similarity. So here we have to understand. When I say that things are similar, let's say we have a table made out of wood and a chair made out of wood. It's obviously two things. This is a chair, this is a table, right? I could say that they are similar. What do I mean similar? The same material or same color. That's enough to make it similar. Similar is not identical. Similar is some common denominator. So what is the meaning that man, human being, is in the image of God? One thing. You probably heard about the laws of nature. You know what the laws of nature? Those are the big dictators, set of rules that dictate everything that's happening in the world. And everything are obligated to the laws of nature. The only exception is a human being that the human being is a free willer. No such a thing in any element in the universe. They do not have any free will. They dictated by the laws of nature. Human beings have this in certain areas. Again, we have a body. Our body is material. Our body is obligated to the laws of nature. You could not eat. You could not sleep. You're obligated to the laws of nature. Where's the free will? The free will area is when you face a situation, the fact that you could react to it in two completely opposite ways. Let me give you an example. If you take a red flag and try to tease an ox with it, what's going to happen? You're dead. He's going to be very angry. Could he not be angry? No. The laws of nature force him. I don't know why. There is a big debate. What makes them angry? The red or the or the moving it? Whatever it is. But he must be angry. If you take a red flag and wave it, tease with it another human being, there are two ways of reaction. One way is the ox reaction. Getting mad, getting crazy like the ox. But there is an amazing ability not to force yourself not to be angry. No animal could do that, only human being. And this is the free will. The free will that, let me again make it even more sharp. When someone irritates you and you get crazy, get mad, you express the animalistic instincts. When you force yourself not to react, only then you express your human control, which no animal could do, only human being could do. This is the area of free will. And there is no element in the entire universe that has this gift called free will. It's a gift, yeah, in a way, but I tell you, there are two sides. Because you're a free willer, the fact that you're a free willer make the thing that you choose between the two sides yours. Meaning, free will is make me responsible of how do I react, because I could react in two opposite ways. So if I choose right, when I have the ability not to choose right, the credit is all mine, because I could do wrong and I decided to do good. When I did not good, the responsibility all is on me. Why? Because I could do the opposite. If I could not do the opposite, I didn't do anything. If someone will take a gun and put it in your head and you say, steal, if not, I'm killing you. And you don't want to die, and you steal. Did you steal? No, you didn't do anything. You did not do it. Someone forced you. So the reason that forced you is the responsible, not you. Free will is when we do things that we could do just the opposite. So, ma'aseh mityaches elai, an action, relate to me only when I have the option not to do it. Again, the credit on thing or responsibility on thing relate to me, meaning I did it, I'm the owner of it, only if I have the option not to do it. If I don't have the option not to do it, I didn't do anything. Okay. So, the purpose of the creation is to create a human being. And this is the meaning that we are in the image of God. We are in the image of God. We are not God, even though many of us want to think so, but we are not God. We have similarity to God. What is the similarity? What the exclusive thing that human being has that no one else has? The free will. God is a free willer. No one will force him to do. He is almighty. He could do anything. So he gave us this gift, which is a gift in a way and a responsibility in the other way. In that we are close to or similar to God. Now this way Hashem, God created Adam and Eve, and he put them in the Garden of Eden, and he gave them a commandment. What actually was the challenge? Came the snake, the serpent, whatever you want to call it, Nachash Kadmoni, and says the following. I will quote his words. Af ki amar Elokim lo tochlu mikol etz hagan. Even though God told you don't eat, I'm telling you eat. So what actually this snake, it's not the animal, it's the spiritual power that was riding on it. In the Kabbalah it's called the Sitra Achra, the other side. He is giving here a position to God. God says so, I say just the opposite. And here was the debate between them. I mean, that was their dilemma, to listen to God or to listen to the other side. God created the other side in order to make ability of free will to be applied. Because if it was only one side, there will be, will you choose between what and what? So God created me in order for us to overcome him. Now what happened? When they listened to the snake, they actually deny the authority of God. And that was the sin. They deny the authority of God. They said, God says so, there is no other option, and we're choosing the other option. Meaning there is a way to go against the will of God. That was the sin. Now what was the result or the consequence of this? Why they will do what the snake wants instead of what God... I mean, there are two things. Either do this or do this. Why they will prefer this over this? This is something very deep, and it's explained by the Kabbalah. The Ari Kadosh, one of the great Mekubalim, explained it this way. Adam and Chava were very smart. God created them. He created their brain. Actually, the snake was very smart too. The Torah says, "V'hanachash haya arum mikol chayat hasadeh." He was very, very smart. So what actually he told them? He told them the following. If you will listen to God and eat from all the other trees, but don't touch this tree, don't eat from this tree that could mix evil with good, you will actually fulfill your mission in the world. You are listening to the king, to the real king, and that is the purpose, to understand that he is the king and you should do what he's telling you. Now here come the Sitra Achra and says the following. What you have is truth versus a lie. So if you choose the truth over the lie, you're good. But as I know you, you could do better. Let's do the following. Let's increase the negative versus the positive. Then the challenge will be even bigger. And here he mixed up the good with the lie. Let me explain this. This is very deep. What is good? Let's go back to this. What is good? Good is always a relative thing. Again, if anyone ever will mention the word good, this is good, about anything, politics, whatever, you should ask everyone, first you should ask yourself and everyone who mentioned those notions, good and bad, few questions. And you will see how tricky it is. Let me give you an example. Orange juice. Some people love orange juice. Their favorite drink, okay? Let's say it's my favorite drink, orange juice. So let's say I will say, I'm thirsty, there is something to drink over here. You could say, yeah, many options. What's your favorite? Orange juice. Okay, you give me a cup of orange juice. I drink from it, and you ask me, how is it? Good? I say, very good, very good, yeah, I like it. When I'm thirsty, this is my favorite drink. When I say that orange juice is good, is that an absolute statement? No, because right here in this room could be a person that orange juice is not the favorite, not just not the favorite, they could not stand orange juice or whatever either. Meaning, I could say clearly about something that it's good, but it's good for me, not for anyone else that could relate to this just as not good. But that's not it. Let's say when I'm thirsty, I love orange juice. But I'm not just thirsty. I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I have other problems, okay? So people wants to help me. Okay, take drinks. What's your favorite drinks? Oranges. Oranges solve one of my problems. Could you say, you know what, if it's good for make you not thirsty, maybe it will be good also for make you not tired or not hungry? No, it's good for one thing. So anything that they say it's good for me, the same thing could be not good for someone else. Anything that I say it's good for me for one thing could be not efficient or not good for other things. So about everything you could ask, when someone say that this is good, ask, good for who? Good for what? And it's not ending here. Let's say I'm thirsty, my favorite drink is orange juice, and I drink 1 cup of orange juice. I feel good? Yes. I'm very hungry. I'll take another cup. After 3, 4 cups, I could not drink anymore. Not orange juice and nothing else. But people will tell me, listen, it's so good, right? You love this, right? Drink more. Suddenly, the things that was so good when I was thirsty become a torture when I'm not thirsty. So 3 questions about every good. This is just an example. Good for who? Good for what? Good how much? And each one of them could be just the opposite. Says the snake to Adam and Chava, now what you have is a choose between truth and lie. It's easy. Lie is lie, truth is truth. You choose the truth. Let's make it more complicated. Let's take the lie and make it sophisticated. And this way, it will be even harder to choose the truth over the lie. The way to do it is to eat from this tree. Etz hadat tov hara. Says Rambam, Maimonides, he said, before Adam and Eve ate from Etz hadat tov hara, you know, in Hebrew, in short, they call it the tree of knowledge. I believe in English too, right? The tree of knowledge. It's misleading in a way, because what do you mean? Knowledge is not growing on trees. So what is the meaning? The tree of knowledge. It's the knowledge of good and bad. So what actually he told them? He told them the following. Before they ate from Etz hadat tov hara, the concepts, the relative concepts called good and evil were not exist in their system. It was only true or lie. That's it. Very clear world. What happened when they ate from Etz hadat tov hara, from the tree that add to their concept, the concept of good and evil, is adding the relative notions of good and evil. Let's differentiate between emet and sheker, true and lie, to good and bad. It's not evil. I think bad. I could say bad in English too. I don't know. Okay, good and bad. Let me ask you a question. Is true always good? Is good always true? What do you think? Are those two notions, two pairs of notions, similar? When I say true, lie, good, bad, are they identical? Every time the truth is good, every time good is true, every time true is good? The answer is no. The difference between them, that true and lie are absolute notions. And good and evil, or good and bad, are relative notions, as we said before. Good for who? Things that could be good for you could be not good to other. But you could not say that about true. True is true always. Truth is truth. It cannot change from person to person. There is a stupid notion called everyone with his own truth. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. What do you mean? What is true? What is true? True could not change from, it's not my true relative to your true. True is reality. True is reality. So reality cannot change. Even in science, when there are very new research that discovers something. So you could say that the scientific truth is this. What do you mean scientific truth? After Einstein, the theories of Newton, Isaac Newton, seems old and irrelevant, right? How do you describe this? That until this morning that Einstein came with his theory, the theories of Isaac Newton was truth. And then, it's not truth anymore. That's not the right way to define it. After, let's say, Einstein is the truth, let's say, because it also could change. But let's say it's the truth. And after the discovery of Einstein on any other science that discovers something real, it doesn't mean that until today the truth was like this, and now the truth is different. It says that today we realize that the truth was never the way we thought it was. It was not truth until yesterday. It never was the truth, because truth is reality. It could not change. Therefore, truth and lie is the opposite of truth, are absolute notions versus good and bad, which is a relative notions. And that's what happened. So according to this, the Rambam says, Adam and Eve, before they ate from the tree of Etz Hadat Tov Hara, the relative notion, they were living in very higher, clear world of truth and lie, absolute notions. Now what happened? When they added to it the relative notions, which side it serves? The truth or the lie? The lie. Why? Because let me give you an example of relative good. Relative good. Take a little kid, give him a candy. Him, her, a candy. Ask the kid, is it good? What will be the answer? It's great, give me more. Right? So imagine that this kid, according to his understanding what's good, he will eat candies all day long. Because it's yummy, it seems good in his tongue. He'd have no concept of vitamins and things like this. The way to judge is his tongue, that's it. When this kid will grow up, he will become a father or mother, they will prevent their children from having candies. Why? Because they become more, I don't know, they become bad people? They do not want their children to be, no, they see things that the children do not see. Take someone who addicted to drug and take drugs. Why they take drugs? Because they want to feel high. Is the drugs make you feel high? Yes. Is it good? It's good of the feeling, but it's ruining your system. It could kill you at the end. So you could see that the relative good, the relative pleasure, when you do not see the end of it, you do not see the entire picture, it could trick you to think that this is good when it's not good. So what the relative notion of good and evil serve what? Serve the side of the negativity, the lie. Make the lie more sophisticated, and therefore it could sell itself better over the truth. So that's what the idea of the snake. He told them, listen, you could make the system more challenging by making the lie very strong, and then when it will be so challenging, if you choose the truth over the strongest lie, then your part of the connection with the truth will be greater. That's what the Ari HaKadosh says, the avera lishma. It was avera, it was a sin, leshem shamayim. So the temptation of the Nachash was not that simple. He was very, very smart. And they bought it. And they bought it not because he tricked them. They knew exactly that they're going to die, but they say, he told them, it's worth to die in order to be able to do what's called Kiddush Hashem, choosing the truth against very powerful lie. Okay, let's go back to the mitzvot. And I see, I know in advance that maybe we should choose a lighter topic because this is deep and the late night and probably, I don't know. Okay, so I'll try to make it short in order to just close a circle. When it says here, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל. What's לזכות? לזכות is to purify. What do you have to purify? When you have water, there are purified water, but there are water with dirt in them. The water with dirt in them need purification in order to be pure water. A human being has a body and a soul. The body is the one that was contaminated by the snake idea. Why? Because again, what was the sin? ותרא האישה כי טוב העץ למאכל וכי תאווה ולעיניים, the desire, the physical desire. So instead of taking those two sides and led the body by this higher part, which is the soul, they did just the opposite. They did the opposite, and this extra caused us until today a lot of problems. Let me give you one slight example. We need to eat in order to exist, right? As intelligent creature, we know a lot about vitamins, what's healthy, what not healthy. So what would be the responsible way to choose food in order to eat? Check it out if it's healthy. Problem with the food, that some of the food are not just healthy. It's also tasty. And you'll ask, what's the problem? I'll tell you what's the problem. If I put in front of you three kinds of foods, one will be healthy but not tasty, but healthy. The second category is healthy and tasty. The third category, tasty and not healthy. Between those three, which one you will think, your mind will tell you, don't touch it. The third one, right? The tasty, but not healthy. Now you have only two left. Between those two, if I could give you both, right? Which one you choose? The tasty and the healthy, right? Here you start to fall. I'll tell you why. Let's say I'm a snake. You know, I'm a tricky guy. This snake that was there in Garden of Eden. My goal is to make you go against your judgment. My goal, and I'm doing it in a very sophisticated way, I want to make you eat the tasty that's not healthy. I know if I offer it to you in the first, you will deny me, you will not want to talk to me. I mean, you're crazy. Why? Why should I have to do something that's not healthy? But I want to get there, and I have time. I have a lot of patience, and I'm very sophisticated. Look what I'm doing. I offer you this three and tell you, right, this is not good. Don't eat it. The taste is not healthy. But now, we have two left. Between those two, which one you'll prefer? The tasty and the healthy, or the healthy and not tasty? You will say for sure the tasty and the healthy. Why? Why? Here's the thing, the why. If you really differentiate between this, you might not fall to the trap. But many people do not do this. Why I will choose the healthy and the tasty? I will choose the healthy because I need the vitamin, it's healthy. This is the goal. And because I'm not a masochistic person, if it's tasty also, why not? But the tasty is not the goal. It's a mean. It's not the goal. And here's the thing. When the other side, try to mix you, to make you not differentiate between the goal and the mean. So actually, he give you the tasty and the healthy, and he will hope that you will relate to the tasty as the same value as the healthy. And that's what many people will do. Now look how it's going on. Okay, so say this tricky guy to you, okay, from now on, I will be the one who will give you everyday food. And you chose, right, the tasty and the healthy? Fine. For a few months, I'm giving you the fresh, healthiest, tastiest food. You got used to it. Certain standard of food. One day, I want to check out the field, the temperature. One day, I'll bring you different food, healthy, but not tasty. You have it because that's the only food for today. And I said in advance, it's temporary, it's only one day. I don't know, we do not have the... okay, one day. You will eat it, and I, looking carefully, how upset you will be. And you will be. Because you got used to a tasty food. This is healthy, it will give you all the vitamin, but it's not healthy. You'll be upset? Yes. Okay, after I know that you're upset, I'm going to make a break in 10 minutes. So, I'll make a break in 10 minutes. Okay. Whatever. So, yeah, that neither. Anyway, after I see that you upset enough, meaning you addicted to the tasty, I will continue to give you tasty and healthy food for another few months. Then, I will put another category. Remember the three? I'll put another category and I'll ask you, listen, I don't have now the healthy and the tasty. I have a tasty, but not healthy. You will have it? Tasty, but not healthy.
So it's healthy.
It's not healthy, but it's not healthy either. It's neutral. It doesn't give you any nutrition. The only thing that there is in it, it's tasty. You will take it or not. You will take it because for you, the taste is a value by itself. It's not just to serve the third. See, here you start to go off a bit. The real way is, I want the tasty just because it's healthy. But if I take the tasty as a value by itself, then I start to be off. So I'll give you tasty, not healthy, but not damaging. It's not healthy, but it's not causing you damage. You'll have it. I'll continue to give you healthy and tasty, but from time to time I'll give you this tasty, that's not healthy. You'll take both, right? No. So far it's not a big thing, a big problem. Okay, after let's say a few months, I'll give you something that's very tasty and just a little bit not healthy. You'll have it? You'll have it. Because the tasty is a value by itself. And you say to yourself, you know what, I'm basically eating most of my food is healthy. So it's a little bit not. Then slowly but surely you will find yourself valuing the tasty, that when it will be very, very tasty, but very, very not healthy, you will have it. So I took you slowly but surely to what I wanted. That was the trick of the snake. And look what's happening now. Most of the people today, not just about food, addicted to the pleasure. What's the purpose of life? Go out, ask any person. Doesn't mean as any age. Okay? What's the purpose of life? So people will tell you theories, I think this and this and this. Bottom line, you know what is the purpose of life of most of the people in the Western society? One word, 3 letters, fun. So, this is the purpose of life. Fun. Everyone has his own fun. But fun. Is fun a purpose or just a mean? After the snake, it's become a purpose. And when you have fun for fun, you could do very negative things with this fun. It's fun. It's like someone who addicted to drugs, very hard drugs. He has fun. When he takes this, he is going high. But it's ruining himself. Many people could have fun that ruin themselves, ruin their society, ruin the world in the sake of fun. So when we talk about what's the purpose, why God created us, He created us in order to be godly. We have a neshama, we have a soul. The soul doesn't have any interest in all the physical things. The soul wants the truth. The soul wants to be kind. Many people do not have time for this because they are so deep in the physical fun. And that makes them off. And they could live all their life thinking that they actualizing their potential. And they don't. They actualize the potential of the material, but what about the neshama? What about the soul? And after 120, remember the difference. The physical exists for certain time. It's under the limit of time. And after that, nothing left, right? A person who lived 80, 90 years, ate a lot of steaks all his life, has a lot of physical fun. When they go to the grave, nothing left. I mean, it doesn't matter how many cows you ate during your life. And you see, when we have, chas v'shalom, a eulogy of someone who just passed away, no one said, you know what, he was such an eater of shawarmas, such an eater of pizzas. Everyone speaks about the quality in the non-physical, meaning that people really know that this is the real thing. You cannot make the mean the goal. And that's what happened after the sin of Adam and Chava. How we could fix it? We all has this tendency to relate to the physical and try to make the meaning of life by fulfilling as much physical pleasure that we could. What about the spiritual? The only way to fix it is by the mitzvot. What is a mitzvah? Here will be short, and with this we'll conclude. I had to do all this thing in order to emphasize it. What is a mitzvah? Mitzvah in Hebrew, let me just show you something over here. And again, it will be in Hebrew. I have to go to the end of this presentation. How do you say mitzvah in Hebrew? This is the way to write it. Mitzvah, mem tzadik vav hey. Mitzvah is a commandment. Mitzvot are plural. Mitzvot, plural commandments. In Hebrew, if you take the mem and just separate it from the rest of the word, you'll get a word by itself in Hebrew, tzevet. Tzevet is a team. Team. Mitzvot, without the mem, is a team. You could write it with double vav, with two vavs, mitzvot. That means that in the team there are two teams. In order to do a mitzvah, you have to be an intelligent creature. Human being. Hashem gave us ability to think. We are intelligent creatures. When God or anyone command us to do something, what our feeling, the first feeling? When someone told you to do something, what is your first reaction? Get out of here. You tell me what to do? I'm the owner of myself. I'll decide what to do. Right? I'm in the image of God. Don't tell me what to do. Tell yourself what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Therefore, we do not like teachers. I'm sorry. We do not like managers. We do not like in the army the command. People tell you what to do. Who are you to tell me what to do? Do what? Let me decide what to do. Why it's hard again? I'm intelligent enough to know what I want and what I want to do. Why shall I do what you want? But sometimes we do that, not because we're forced to do it. When me, as independent, intelligent person, willingly will do something that someone else will tell me. I'll tell you when. When I appreciate this person, I know that he is smarter than me, professional than me. Let me give you an example. Chas v'shalom, someone got sick and they do not know what to do. They go to the doctor. And the doctor will tell you, do this, don't do that. And if this, not every doctor, but if it's a doctor of the family that you know for many years, you know that he saved your father and mother and he knows what he's doing and he tell you what to do. And that will limit you. Things that you used to do and you have fun with it, now you're not allowed to do it because he said, you will do it willingly. Why? Why you give up your independence? Because you know that this doctor is a professional and you know that he wants your own good, therefore you will be willing to do it. So there is an ability for an independent person to give up his judgment over to someone else when I understand that he is greater than me, smarter than me, know better than me, and love me and wants my interest. Under those conditions, I will be willing to give up my opinion and even limit myself because of him. In order to do a mitzvah, we have to recognize God. To know that there is a creator of the universe that loves us and wants us to actualize our potential in the highest way. He doesn't get from it anything. It's all pure for us. I have to know it. If I know it, I have no problem to do what he wants because I know that he knows better than me. For my own good. Because, again, we are aware of our physical needs. We are aware of our body. We do not aware of our neshama. We do not know what our neshama is. No one, I never saw my neshama or your neshama. No one saw their neshama. When you look at the mirror, you know what you see? What do you see? The reflection of the cover of your soul, which is the body. But we all have neshama. We do not know what is it, how to operate it right, what's good for it, what's not good for it. And many of the mitzvot are to actualize the entire human being, the body and the soul. The only one who knows it is the one who created it. And therefore, we are willing, and that's why we said Na'aseh v'nishma. After God showed us that He is the master of the universe by doing the miracles in Egypt, splitting the sea and everything, we have no doubt as a nation that He is the master of the universe. So when He offered us the Torah, we said, of course, Na'aseh v'nishma, because you're reliable at least as my doctor that I know for many years, at least. Therefore, I have no problem to do whatever you say. But now look what's happening. As I said, the mitzvot has in it the word team. And there are two teams. In order to do a mitzvah, you need a body and the neshama. If you have only one of them, you could not do any mitzvah. When the neshama separated the body could do nothing. And the neshama also could do nothing. Because the neshama is the motivation to do, but it needs any tools, and the tools is the body. When it's separated, it could not work. So team number one is the physical body and the spiritual neshama. And be aware, we need a team that has those two things, physical and spiritual. Team number two is, in order to do a mitzvah, in the mitzvah there are three things. The mitzvah, which is the commandment, the metzaveh, which is the commander, and the metzuveh, which is the person who got the order and willing to do it. So you need three things. In order to do a mitzvah, you have to first recognize that there is a commander. One person once told me, listen, I don't believe in God, but I'm doing a lot of mitzvot. Did you hear some? I heard that many times. He means to say, I'm a good person. I don't need God. I don't need Torah. I do what's right. So I told him, listen, you're not doing any mitzvah. You're doing good stuff, but it's not a mitzvah. In order to do a mitzvah, you must recognize a commander. Because if there is no commander, what mitzvah you do? You do whatever you think. So you think good, fine, good. But it's not a mitzvah. It's a good deed, but it's not a mitzvah. Mitzvah is to connect yourself with the mitzvah, with the commander. So to do a mitzvah, you need another team. And this team is also physical and spiritual. You and God. And to do a mitzvah, as I said, it's not easy. Because I have my own way to think and to decide. And I automatically, instinctively do not deny anyone to tell me what to do. Why I'll do it? Because I accept the greatness of God. I'm sure He exists. I'm sure He's right. I'm sure He wants my own good. Therefore, I'm willing to do His thing, His commandments. That will purify, remember? Purify. What do you have to purify? The body. The body, after the sin of Chet Adam HaRishon, because of the snake, the body do not know what to do. The body emphasizes the mean more than the goal, the tasty over the truth. The mitzvah put the needs of the body in proportion. God tell you what to do, when to do, the amount, the time, everything, and that will make it the right action. Therefore, we need the mitzvos. So the mitzvos could give us ability to fulfill our potential 100%. And you know what will be the result of this at the end? Everyone has to die. At the end, after 90 years, 120, whatever you want. Everyone has to die because of the sin of Adam HaRishon, and the body and the soul will be separated. But if you know, in Judaism, there are 13 principles. The last one called Tchiyat HaMeitim, the resurrection of the death. Because as we said, when God created Adam, He didn't create him in order to kill him, but in order for him to exist forever. Because of the sin, there is such a thing called death, but it's temporary. In order to the body to go back to Afar Tavel, Afar Tashuv, to go back to the origin, and only this way, the extra that the Nachash put in them, the Etz Hadat Tovara, will separate. And then in the Tchiyat HaMeitim, when the body will be rebuilt, it will be rebuilt purely without the extra of the Nachash, and then the Neshama will get into it, and they will exist forever. Like the original plan before the sin. So this is Judaism on one foot, on hour and something foot. In this lecture, I just tried to summarize the entire idea of the Judaism. So Judaism, in the bottom line, is not to be a good person. Everyone should be a good person, not just Jews. Everyone should be a good person. Jews has something even obligated more than that to fulfill the full 100% potential, and we have it because we accept the Torah. The nations of the world did not want the Torah, and therefore they chose to be out of this. So the highest level that they could get, that there will be good people. And if they will fulfill the 7 mitzvos of Noah, they have even a portion in the world to come. But as Jews, we have this obligation to do the Torah of God, which is the instructions how to actualize the full potential of the body and soul. And this is the entire Torah on one foot. So that was the class of today, and I don't know if it's, how do you relate to this? Okay. I mean, the clapping is good, but the question is if it was not too I don't know, philosophical. But this is the depth of Judaism. So you have to understand, even if we take only part of what we said, Judaism is very, very deep and talking about the essence of the human being, the essence of the purpose of the creation and life. So thank you very much for your attention. Yeah, questions. If you have, that's the time. No questions, everything clear? Oh, someone, yes. Yeah.